Man, that joint was a L before it even started. Why you come out here embarrassing yourselves, man? In one of the biggest rivalries that we've had on 2K23, definitely some good hype taking us into 2K24. No more hiding for you folks. Statistics representing the Dribblehead community went up against Nomad representing the Sim community. That joint got ugly real quick, and I think I lost a few brain cells in the process. I want to first reference this tweet from Steezo talking about the game after the win for the Dribbleheads. It says, "Sim Nation, please stop talking about any other playstyle ever again. Y'all talk ish about how we don't play the right way, but got a 40 win percentage." He goes on to say, "Why don't y'all go dress up like Kobe and simulate some Mamba mentality? Losing that much will never be cool. Stop hating on the rest of the community trying to change and ruin the game because you guys can't compete." He wraps up this reply by saying, "We do what we do for a reason." And this was definitely a big W for the Dribbleheads out there, as there's been a lot of conflict going back and forth on Twitter within the 2K community on whether the game should be more sim-like or more like an arcade type of style that caters to the Dribblehead community. And oh my god, these Dribbleheads out here acting like they won the Super Bowl. First off, let me show you the stats from the guy that Statistic played against. This is Nomad's 2K card. He straight has a 38 win percentage. He shoots 42% from the 3-point line with 4,805 games played. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this game was over before it even started. Prior to setting up the game between Statistics and Nomad, Kai sent out this tweet saying, "Man, I went to Statistics stream and Sim Nation done lost 2 games straight versus randoms and can't even win the court so they could actually start the game." So it wasn't even like a good looking start for the Sim heads out there. Needless to say, Statistics dropped them off completely. It wasn't even fair what I saw out there. These two competitors were playing in 2 totally different worlds of basketball. And after the game, Statistics sent out this tweet saying, "GG's Nomad, but don't ever provoke MFers on Twitter knowing damn well you can't compete." A lot of players in the community like to refer to sim heads or sim nation type players as old heads who aren't keeping up with how to compete in the game. The argument from sim heads are usually like, you guys are not even playing the game right, only taking advantage of exploits. I wanted to share some of my thoughts on it. Maybe you guys could let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you agree with some of my thoughts or disagree. One thing I noticed about a lot of sim heads and old heads in the community, they don't respect how much time, effort, and energy a Dribblehead needs to invest in order to kind of get those moves to become second nature. Me personally, I could surely appreciate both sides of the coin. I could appreciate the Dribblehead style of gameplay, and I also appreciate the simulated style of gameplay. On each one of my legend runs playing 2K, it was primarily played in the park, pulling over 10,000 games easy in the park. So I've run into all types of players. On average, I'd say I'd maintain something like a 70 win percentage or higher. Trust and believe, I was definitely not trying to sweat it out there. The problem I see a lot of old heads and sim heads have is that they think the moves that the Dribbleheads are performing takes no skill, and that is not the case. If you just took a week or 2 to hit the lab and try to emulate what some of these Dribbleheads do out on the court, you would quickly see that it takes skill to make those things happen. It doesn't necessarily look skillful on the court. It looks like a bunch of moves, like unorthodox type of moves are being spammed all over the place, and then they shoot whenever they get open, taking advantage of some exploits from 2K. It seems to just be a little bit of ignorance involved from the sim type of community towards the Dribblehead community. In my opinion, the fact is you can't match these folks up against each other. And if they do get matched up, they need to be on an even playing field. Matching up a sim head in the park against a Dribblehead in the park, 9 times out of 10, that Dribblehead is finna cook and eat out there. Help me understand where's the lost logic, because me personally, throughout my years playing 2K, I have always given due respect to them folks who invest their time in learning how to combo those dribble moves and still have a good shot selection afterwards or a good drive to the rack afterwards. And then you add another layer of passing IQ, forget about it. But I've learned that I wouldn't have been able to appreciate what they're doing out there if I didn't take the time to go to their lab and try to emulate what they do. I developed a newfound respect for them folks. Ideally, I feel like a lot of you guys out there, the sim heads out there, that maybe I don't want to see that every day. I don't want to play against that every single day. And maybe that I don't necessarily want that to be the trajectory of 2K, at least not at the dribble head elite level. But having these aspects in 2K, like the dribble head aspects in the game, is part of a 2K culture. In my opinion, it's part of what has always made 2K fun. Like I said, not at the elite level where these guys are spamming for 24 seconds, but having a good arsenal of dribble moves in your bag, even if some of those dribble moves are 2K exploits, oftentimes makes for a fun experience out on the court. And considering the even playing field, if a sim head is gonna go up against a dribble god, then maybe there should be one game done in the park environment, which is home to the dribble heads out there, and another game for an elite sim head should be done in the rec or pro-am, a 5v5 sort of setting. As it stands right now, the sim heads are down bad, and like I mentioned earlier, folks like to prefer sim heads to old heads. And I'll just say this to wrap this video up and help ground our perspectives on who would be considered better. You see, it'd take less work for a dribble head to perform like a sim head performs. It's much easier for a dribble god to readjust their gameplay and completely emulate how a sim head plays. That same task will prove way more difficult for a sim head who doesn't invest their time into understanding dribble mechanics and 2K exploits to try to emulate what a dribble god does out there on the court. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Y'all sound off. Whether you agree or disagree, I definitely appreciate your feedback. If you guys are looking for players to run with in preparation for 2K24, or if you just need teammates for 2K23, come on out and join our Discord. 26,000 members, 26,000 players for you guys to run with. The link for Discord will be in the description below. If you guys are looking for the absolute best jump shots, tested, tried, and true, consider joining NBA 2K Lab Premium. Use promo code AllCity, save yourself 20%. Y'all be sure to keep it locked right here at AllCity Live TV, because we got a bunch more NBA 2K24 news, information, and updates coming your way. Drop a like, drop a sub on your way out. I'll catch you guys on the next video or live stream. Easy, y'all.